just been round to Dad's bale stack and stolen some bales. And what we're going to do with these is place these in front of that slab armour there. So when we peel that piece of armour off, it won't hopefully fall and smash the concrete or land and hurt someone. And now I can't get off my bales. Hey! Nice!
Look at it all. Yeah, we forgot to undo that, that's what we're
no.
back. Yeah, look at all the slag.
There's a lot of slag.
A lot of slag. Worse than Leicester Town Centre. Look at it. Oh, yes. Where was it caught, you reckon? Just here? Oh, look, there, that's what it was caught.
Can you imagine if that wasn't just going to fall on your lap?
No, that wasn't going to fall on your lap.
Welcome back to another video on the M60, and today me and Jack are going to rip the engine out and get it on the ground and see if it's going to be serviceable or if we're going to need a new one. Side deck's now removed. There's a piece of turbo ducting missing, isn't there?
I'm guessing so.
We've not seen that anywhere, have we? No. Any of the boxes? Mind you, we haven't had a proper look yet. Same other sides. That fuel tank doesn't look promising. Somebody's definitely
been in here.
Yeah, it's not plugged in, is it?
100% they've been in here.
Bolts haven't been tightened all the way up.
No, I'll get on.
That is off. Some of it is. Voice isn't. Right. I'll set this to bits. Looking proper. More of it's working. I'm just going to go up there and do a bit of WD. I think she's going to come good in a minute.
Boo! Oh, Boo! Oh, Boo! Are you snoozy? Are you a snoozy, Boo? Yeah. You want scratches? Oh, he does. Oh, he does want the scratches. You can't go up there.
It's out of factor anyway, I've run out. I think we get this off, we go for a cup of tea unparched.
Unparched? Yeah?
Yeah. Go up a little bit more. Whoa. Now try and slide it backwards if you can.
Now let's go up more.
Right, hold it there a minute.
Yeah.
Slowly.
We're alright.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Isn't it nice nice to just have an electric train that you can actually hear yourself think.
It is good, isn't it? Where are we going to put this?
I'll put it in the back of the arm, I reckon. Oh yeah.
Tell you what, mate. Just call me the Remy. Remy.
That fits in there. It's like it's designed to mend M60's.
Just a bit.
I'm chuffed with that little crate. Just wants a little bit of oiling and servicing.
Does this whole bit here come off?
No, that stays. Just the gearbox cover.
Just the gearbox cover and then the two different lights on the
Now we
back.
can actually see the M60's engine, the old Continental. Say here. Nice transmission column. Looks like that's the earth lead to the engine. This must be the positive, which isn't that tight. There must be another positive lead over there.
There was, yeah.
Is there another earth lead? Oh, I'm only guessing.
It looks like there is one under here, yeah.
That's done some marking out in its time.
Yeah, this has had a bit of
Going to look over that for now. Move that out of the way. I don't think there's a whole lot more to disconnect.
Where are the two mounting bolts?
At the back. We need to take this exhaust tips off and this cover off. Then we can see the gearbox. We should have the other aisles. So, eyes. Why are there leaves everywhere? Must have packed us.
Yeah, we were thinking that earlier.
Right, okay. 7/16. Where is the 7/16?
That's what holds it down. I don't think there is much that holds it down, to be honest.
That's nice. What the hell is that?
I don't know.
My dog was stung by a bee.
Oh, that was possibly the most random thing you've ever said.
Oh, it's orange.
I told you. What did I tell you? It'll be 7/16. And I think it looks like a ½ inch to me.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, yeah.
What a nice big thing. Put this here, so.
Roll it over so it gets all that dust.
No, I want to keep the dust on it. Greek dust.
Told you they were meant to lock it all out.
What have we got here then?
That looks like a steering box to me.
That's been disconnected. That's been disconnected. What's that? Brakes? A brake line?
Could be.
Tune.
That's nearly out.
That's not in, is it?
That one is. And they look a different size as well.
Okay. So, what is actually fucking connected? I better get up there and investigate.
Things like that I get a bit jealous of.
What, having legs?
You can climb up like that, it really me out.
Oh, when I have legs, things will be different.
Yeah, back in my day, when legs were a real thing.
Right, so whatever that is, that's disconnected from the
Why
rose
are you
joint.
pointing it out then?
That, I reckon, is the steering.
I think you could be right.
Hey, look, that's the steering, I reckon.
I reckon that's one steering and that's the other steering.
I reckon. I reckon this is the gears, because if you look, there's a sensor on that. Is that disconnected on the rose joint down there?
Disconnected on the tulip joint, does that? That help?
Need you tonight, forever's gonna stop tonight. Is it? Wait, it's supposed to lift the back first, isn't it?
I don't know, is it?
Yeah.
Again, you're the one that's done the research,
Oh,
not me.
I am the M60 Oracle.
You're the M60 expert. Well, if it's supposed to lift the back first, then that looks like it's going to lift the back first. So, let's give it a go. It's moving.
That was moving, weren't it?
It's definitely moving.
Right, I think
Just,
before we go too far,
Yeah.
Let's just check again. I'm going to have a check again in the bulkhead to make sure there's nothing connected.
Yeah.
What's that looking like?
Good at my end.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just whoa there. I think what we need to do is try and slide it, as it lifts up, it needs to slide that way a touch now. Because it's going to just catch on the turret here. Whoa! Like that. Right. Up slowly.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're clear. I'm all good my side. Clear. Just watch that far side, 'cause it's starting to go to that way now.
Just steer the back end in. That's it.
Just hold it there a minute.
Right, will it miss that door?
Yes, at that angle
Can you
there it will.
close the door in?
Yeah.
We all good?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Right, 1 minute. I'll maybe that wants to go under that bit.
Yeah.
That's a great piece of sleeper we've got here. It's the bestest.
Big fan of these handles.
Oh, touchdown. I like the arve.
We'll leave that.
How
on
good
there
was
for now.
that? Being able to
I'm
hear
big
yourself
fan of that,
think.
Yeah. Big fan.
Electric crane, what a brilliant idea.
Look at this little bit of jippo just there.
How bad does the engine look? Fuel tap, that isn't it?
Hang on, which was my side? This side here, wasn't it? No, it's not. It's the other side. There's a load of wires off the other side.
Have a look.
Yeah.
Where?
Just there.
Okay, so they've been at the
Think
starter
the
motor.
yeah.
Oh yeah, look, the starter motor has failed.
Shite itself, has it?
So look, there's silicone all over those wires, mint.
Oh, nice.
The exciter cable, all that's on earth, has been cut off.
That's melted.
That's been hit. The whole solenoid for the starter is gone.
Yeah.
What else is missing? There should be a generator the other side. Let's have a little look at the other side. Otherwise,
there is what looks like a generator here, yeah.
yeah, does it look connected or does it look like someone's fiddled with
No,
it?
it looks connected.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't look like it's been messed around with.
Small engine oil leak. It's not that dirty, really.
No, it ain't, is it?
No, I'm impressed
bad
with
at
that.
all.
I love these engine designs. So as it goes in,
Yeah.
it goes on that cam, and then there's like a hook in the hull of the tank, and
Yeah.
it just slips into it.
Yeah.
So you don't actually have to do any engine bolts at the start. That makes Chieftain look rubbish, really, doesn't it?
It does.
I hate to say it.
Well, to be honest, Chieftain ain't that hard exactly, is it really?
No, but I would honestly say that was probably
That was a lot easier.
easiest engine lift we've probably ever done.
Yes,
We've
I
used
agree.
a crane that we've
But
never used
most
before.
of the work was already done for us.
Have a look in there at the turbo.
Is it not looking so good?
Looks like the old corrosion's gone in it.
Ooh, Yeah, the turbo doesn't look great, does
That's going to need some loving.
What's the other one like?
I imagine probably not the healthiest.
You not see it past his ears? No, that one looks just as bad, if not worse.
Okay.
So you need 2 new turbos.
Well,
not
they might recon.
Yeah. We need to send them off fairly sharpish then, don't we, really?
So how does this work then? So does that pull over it?
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, that bit pulls over the bit on the inside, and that's it. I don't know
where does it telescope then?
Don't know. There, it's just a bit seized, isn't it? I think all that's meant to turn that once.
You hear that gearbox turn?
Turn it the other side nicely. I'd say all of that.
You sure there's not something missing?
I don't think so.
I think there's something missing.
I don't think there is, because...
I think there's something missing.
No, that's got the gears on the inside, so it's just slides straight over that.
Or do they pull out? Ah, look. They pull out.
Yeah.
Okay,
so they push out like a chieftain then.
So look here, look. So the quill pulls out, but there must be a clamp. There must be a clamp that goes round those drive flanges, look.
Yeah.
Look, looky here. Yeah, there's got to be some sort of clamp system. You can see where it's had something. So that goes in.
Yeah.
And there must be a clamp, like an exhaust clamp, that goes around the pair of them. But we haven't seen it. We need to do some.
Well, we'll have to
in the
check
bins.
all the bins, won't we?
Yeah.
We've not seen. But
It's not
so far,
looking
not
too bad then, is it?
No.
Where do you check the engine oil?
Back corner.
Would it be this?
It's either that one.
Oh,
or
here it
there's
is.
One here. Oh, no,
Actually, does look clean in there. Oil in there. Does it look bad? No, I said so. Can't see any. No silvery bits. Probably worth changing the oil before we try running it up, because.
Oh, I'd 100% agree with that.
And because it's air cooled, it'll have, like the Deutz engine, have special oil.
Yeah.
Where's the gearbox dipstick?
Well, there's one there, but I don't know if that's it.
Yeah, it will be.
That's
just
I think this
that's
one
a
might
fill.
be it here. Yeah.
That's a fill.
There we go. Hand in it.
What's a minute?
Yeah, there is a bit in it.
Does it look
Add. It's there basically.
You're only supposed to check it when it's running.
Yeah, I suppose you are. Full at engine idle. Yeah.
It's not that bad, is it? So we need a starter.
Need a starter.
Need a starter because that
we need
is.
to get them turbos off and see if we can't
That's
find
not
somebody
good.
who can. Send
Yeah,
them
the
away.
turbos need some love. These induction hoses need looking at because they're full
Yeah.
of poo. Mind you, exhaust side doesn't matter too much.
No, but it'll all clean out. So,
We ought to also take these flanges off because when we do run it up, that doesn't want to be slapping about.
No.
Because we've learnt that before with a K60 engine.
Well, to be fair, I didn't make that mistake.
No, but I did.
Yeah, I know.
We've got the engine out the M60 in the workshop now, and we're giving it a thorough check over. And it's a good job we are as well, because we've noticed that the, although the linkages for the fuel system seem to feel all right, if you look over here, had we have started it, this is the injector pump, and it is completely seized up. And that governor, just work the stop jack, so you can see. So that's the stop trying to push the rack back to turn it off. So it's actually in a run position at the minute, which would mean, had we have started it, it would be revving probably quite high, and we won't be able to stop it, which is what we call a bit of a engine runaway with a seized rack. So that wouldn't have done it any good. The other thing we've found is we've looked at the old turbos, we've took them to bits. We noticed when we looked down, you could see little tiny chips on the end of the impellers there, which isn't the end of the world, but clearly stuff had been going through. There's no play in the turbo as such, there's a little bit of left and right, but there's no in and out. You can see there's been a fair bit of water in there, which is concerning, and the water has made itself, it goes down here on a pipe and it goes into this induction housing down there. You can see that's had quite a lot of water in it. Now that is worrying. So you don't really want water in your M60 pack. So what we've done, we've took the start motor off, which was broken anyway, because someone had obviously had trouble with the solenoid. So Stuart sourced us a new solenoid, Jack's cleaned it up, we fitted it on, and we're going to test that. But while the starter was off, we did manage to get a bar on this side, where the starter is, and turn the engine over. Now it did turn a few turns with the bar fairly easy, so I'm just hoping that no water's got into the top of the into the top of any of the pistons, but just because it turns a bit doesn't mean that there could be a ring of rust at the top where it could foul on. But this side was a little bit better. A tiny bit of water's got in, but inside that inlet it's quite all right. Bit corroded, but she's okay. So another thing that we're doing, and it's a good thing to do on these, is they're obviously air cooled. If you look down there, there's a lot of dirt, and the dirt actually block up the lower fins in the engine. It's hard to point really where there is fins that are clogged, but it's right down low in the V. This one's a good example here, Taylor. You can see that one there, as you can see the fins, and that one there has just got a load of grease and snot on it. A bit further over, look. That one there, you see? You see? Yeah. So that isn't going to help its cooling. And of course we've had to strip all these covers off to even see all that. And Jack's also noticed that all of the rubber pipes, like the fuel leak back pipes, they've all perished. In fact, nearly all of the hoses are like this one here. Is a good example at the back here. So this is the fuel return to the tank, but I think if you bend that much more, it's just going to snap off. You can hear it. You can hear it.
This side?
Yeah, all the hoses on the whole vehicle, all the rubber hoses are shot.
Yeah, just a touch.
What we're going to do next is basically try and free off the injector pump, because that's the most important thing here. So we're going to start by undoing that bolt and taking it off from the governor and just making sure it's not the governor that seized. However, I don't think it is, because it was trying to pull it back. And we're going to undo those screws and take the actual slides out. If you look at this, you've got like 6 cylinders and 6 cylinders. It's like 2 rotary pumps joined together. I've never seen anything like this. It's not like a normal rack on a normal inline injection pump. So this is going to be a bit of a new one for us, and a bit of learning. But I have been told these pumps are very, very delicate and very, very difficult to time up, and can be a real pain in the backside when they're not playing ball. So that's going to be fun. So we're going to be learning together on that. Jack's also noticed that the 2 fans, which are somewhere over there, cover all this. That one looks like it's been weeping, so we're going to whip that seal out, get that changed, probably do both. Just try and get it as good as we can before we start. Down here, Jack's been checking the fuel system. The fuel filters, believe it or not, were actually in pretty good condition, weren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Not bad, which gives us a little bit of hope. Yeah, in fact, all the fuel filters were clean, weren't they? So you've got your primary fuel filter housing, which we've took off for some reason. It's over there. That's where the fuel first goes in. Then it goes from there to this little mechanical pump, then from the mechanical pump to there, and then to the injection pump, and then it returns at the back. So we're learning on the go. But yeah, the next thing we're going to start doing is stripping the injection pump down, freeing that off, getting the rack happy. Then we're going to crack off all the injection lines, put the starter motor on, and probably try and crank it over on 12 volts and see if it does a full revolution. I'm doing it on 12 volts because if it does get stuck, it's not going to smash it up. Might not even crank it over on 12 volts, we'll see. That's the plan, that's what we're up to, and we'll catch up with you in a little while.
Right, I've started.
Right, so we've took the connecting bar off. These are 2 6-cylinder pumps joined together with this connecting bar. And what you can see here is this side is beautiful. It's nice and free, how it should be. That will work how it should. This one is just taking a little bit too much force. It should be a lot freer than that. So we've just got to work on this side now, and then hopefully we'll know it's right when the governor, when you pull it to stop, can actually push the rack back. So I'm going to take this housing off and undo the nut on the top of there and try and work some penetrating oil behind the tab.
I love the focus on this phone, it's brilliant. Every down here and it just blurs itself.
That's what you want.
Right.
That is a lot freer now. We took that off, it now has a bit of lateral up and down, and so does that, the one that's okay. Keep working a bit of spray into it. We took that retaining off so I can get it a little bit than perhaps it should, just to try and get a bit of spray on the actual shaft. But that's definitely freeing off. I'd say that's very nearly safe to try and start. So we'll put the castle back on to stop that from coming out, put the connecting rod on and just see if the governor can actually control it now, seeing as before it was that stuck the governor couldn't. But I think that's going to be,
I reckon that'll be all right now.
yeah, it's not as free as that one, but it's definitely getting there. Cool.
Oh, go on then.
Look at that. That's a nice rack. That's the sort of rack you want.
Cracking rack you've got there.
Rack. Right. I reckon it's time for the big startup.
Let's do that. That was a very sexual eye blink you did there. That was lovely.
Thick.
That's big. That's a hell of a butt plug.
Ooh. Anything nasty on that?
A little bit of smeg, but nothing awful.
Wouldn't say that was bad.
No, I'd say that was quite nice.
Yes.
We've got Jack filming, so be patient and ignore the breathing. So what we've done is get Stuart's gone and got us a new solenoid for the starter because it was missing.
Straight off Temu.
From Temu.com. But what he hasn't realised is, I don't know where it says it, but on here
It says it on the back.
It says something there. And that isn't what we want because it's 24 volts. So what we've done, because we're too impatient and we want to get this M60 pack going this weekend, is we've gone to my friend who has Terex bulldozers and stolen a solenoid off of one of his bulldozers, a nice 1950s one, and slapped it on there. And now, a bit of a monster this is, I'm going to try not to earth the screwdriver out. We have a working starter motor, so we're going to slap that back on. We've just drained the engine oil on the pack and put some clean in and pre-oiled the oil filter, so we're going to put that on, crank the engine over with all the injector lines off and see if we get some sort of oil pressure. Right, so we've got the pump back together, freed off, hopefully working well. We've connected a fuel supply, we've filled the filters with fuel, we've flushed out the ATF because that's how we help free the rack off. We actually pumped ATF around the fuel system and then left it overnight, and that did seem to work. So now we're just going to crack it with the injectors off, and I'm going to get someone to hold the throttle with a fair bit of revs on, and we'll see if it starts injecting a bit of fuel. Then we'll connect the injectors back up and try it. And if it runs okay, then we'll connect the turbos. At the minute, it's easier to kill with the extinguishers when it's not twin turbo. Right, who's going to work the throttle? You going to work the throttle, Jack?
Throttle, yeah. Yeah, you can film from there.
Film it, it won't start in fairness case, so probably. Right, are we ready?
Yep. They're all firing.
All injected.
All injected. So I've got about 20 minutes on for those will be back on.
Brand new clean oil. She's staying clean. Right, we'll connect it back up. Right, we need to move anything to there. Suck away.
Step away from track as you might get sucked off. Bring on the train!
We got to have that joke in there. Let's see what happens.
engine in the air in a minute.
Right, stand by.
Ready?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Try again. Yeah, it's just getting fuel up.
Ready?
Yeah.
You what now?
So you just spin it
No, I
round.
didn't disconnect it from that firewire, I just span the thing in the air till it did up.
I may as well assemble the snail to it though. then.
Yeah.
The old snail. No. Sounded like it was running more on that one then, didn't it? stuck ring in it.
I'm almost inclined to say they're nearly all stuck that side.
That turbo, you can still put your fingers on it. That exhaust, I can put my hand on that first one, that's doing cool. This one looks hot.
That one in there is definitely doing something.
This one's doing nothing. That's doing 0.
Just watch it, it's getting hot here now.
That one's doing nothing. That one's doing nothing.
It's these two that are getting a bit done. This one's cold. That. Just go careful with your gloves, you don't melt them.
No, it's not. You can put your finger on it. Put your finger on that one.
He's hotter.
Put your finger on that
Out
one.
of all of them.
Put your finger on that one. All of these you can put your finger on. This whole bank ain't really doing a great deal. That's hot. Hot. Hot.
Is this the side that got water in it?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the side where the water got in. You could see it blowing out the breather, couldn't you?
It was starting to smoke, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But you're not going to get much smoke if it's not firing that side, are
No.
you?
No.
You're going to get air, aren't you?
It must be really stuck rings for it to be that bad.
Where are you staying at Tankfest, Mick?
I'm with Ollie, Nanny,
Where?
in Sanford,
Where's that?
5 miles down the road.
We ought to get pissed one night, haven't we?
Right, yeah. You guys come to the marquee and drop the hint with Ollie, and he'll invite us all around. He's got a massive back garden, and it's absolutely brilliant. Delete that video because you'll know I dropped the hint.
I've heard of Sanford before.
Isn't that where Hot Fuzz is filmed?
Yeah.
Oh, yes! And no luck catching them swans then.
It's the one spot actually.
Yeah, we stayed there over here. We're there for a full week, and it's great.
With Mr. P.I. Staker.
Cornetto.
Right, so what are we thinking? Start again?
Yeah. You're going to get a rank shower of diesel now.
Was injecting, weren't it?
Yeah, I reckon your balance is probably okay then.
Yeah. Just seriously stuck rings.
ATF.
Why is it smoking so much on this side and there's so much oil on the floor?
Right, so,
It's spitting oil everywhere.
and it's running a bit lumpy. Look, that is leaking oil out of there. And also, this is the engine breather. So that's the crankcase breather, which would usually be exhausting it into that exhaust pod. We've took it off just so we could measure how much crankcase pressure it's building up, and it's a hell of a lot. It shouldn't be doing that, and it obviously shouldn't be leaking oil out of the exhaust. So what's basically happened, this is a piston out of my white Land Rover that blew up. What we think has happened is, these are your piston rings. You've got, on this example, you've got 2 piston rings, and then you've got an oil control seal. Now, what I think's happened is, because the engine's been stood for so long, and we also know that this side in particular, this side we've got the trouble with, that side's perfect. We noticed that water got into this turbo and got into this manifold. And I think the condensation, I don't think the water got into the piston because the engine was free, but the condensations, I think, locked the piston ring together like that. Now, the idea of the piston ring, as it goes up and down, is it would expand this contract against the bores. But what I think's happened is it's actually just stuck solidly closed, which actually means that there's no seal between the piston ring and the cylinder liner. So as the piston's going up and it's injecting fuel, the fuel isn't getting, it's atomizing, it's not exploding. So what's happened is it's just coming out as a white mist, and obviously the oil because there's oil coming up past the no, there's not, because that pressure, the diesel engine relies on extreme pressure to make the diesel explode. Because the piston rings are stuck, all that extreme pressure is going down the side of the piston, past the oil control ring, into the crankcase, and that's why it's blowing oil out of every orifice. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And of course, because these rings are stuck, on the way down, there's so much crankcase pressure, it's blowing oil up the piston as well. When it goes to top, it's chucking oil, neat oil, that's unburnt, straight out.
And that's why this one's black and that one's white.
So we did disconnect the injectors on this to do a test, and it is injecting fine. So we know it's getting diesel, and it's making sense because the white smoke is unburnt diesel.
Yeah.
It's not water on these because they're air cooled. Sometimes you could have white or grey smoke and it could be water getting into the mixture, but this is just unburnt diesel. And we don't know how many pistons are stuck, but it does appear, it looks like all 6 have got issues. But of course we also don't know the history of this engine. We don't know whether this was the reason they parked it. Because all we saw when we pulled this pack out is someone had started the motor to bits. You know, maybe they thought, oh well, this one's running bad. It could be more serious than that. You could have a cracked piston. You could have a hole in the piston. You could have a damaged liner. But the fact that all of them, when it runs, we know they're getting diesel.
They're cold.
The fact all 6 are cold would be more likely suggesting that all 6 or most of them have got stuck rings. Now, you can either be really lucky and just keep trying to run it and get it to free up, or pour ATF down, take the injectors out, put ATF in there in an attempt to try and free them up, or it's basically a full top end, well, rebuild this side, take the heads off, take the pistons out, and then that starts to get majorly time consuming, and depending on parts, expensive as well. So it's a bit of a shame really. I'm a little bit disappointed.
7 weeks to Market Harbour.
Yeah.
8 weeks.
And we've got 6 stuck rings potentially. I'm
What, a
hoping.
week sorted?
Huh? A week
sorted.
of rings. Yeah. So that is a bit of a downer really. Yeah. It's never that easy. But it's looking like that's the thing, because when we took the other side to bits, the inlet, that was clean. There was been no water gone down that snail, the turbo snail, but this side definitely has had water in it. And although the water I don't think ever got into the cylinders, I reckon the condensation got into the cylinders, and that's probably what's made the rings get stuck.
How long was it stood for?
Well, could be 20 years.
How long was it on sale for?
Well, I have no idea. They've been stood, all of them have been stood years and years, donkey years.
And it came directly from Greece, but Greece is kind of a warm place anyway, isn't it, generally speaking?
Yeah, but it still rains, isn't it?
Yeah.
And vehicles where the inlets have been exposed will always suffer.
Yeah.
So unless someone put a bag over that and really sealed it, you know, you're going to have this sort of trouble. Not what we wanted to see. Right, so that was a slightly disappointing end to this video, but there you go. This is what happens on this channel. It's not made up drama. We have plenty of drama without having to make it up. I think in the next video we'll do on this, we will show how to remove the injectors. We might also take the rocker covers off on this side and have a little look in there. May take this oil cooler pack off so we can actually get everything a bit easier in this cowling frame. I suppose it was to be expected because of the water that we knew had got into that side, and if it was easy, someone else would be doing it, wouldn't it? We always seem to get the disaster things. Anyway, in a second we're going to just do the prize raffle draw for the photo with Mr. McGrain himself. The Operation Market Harbour pre-order show tickets. All right? I definitely didn't get that wrong the first time. Hope you've all enjoyed the video, and we'll see you again soon with the M60 project. Hello, Ted. Right, so we're back with Mr. McGrain, and I have 1,000 names in this bag from the pre-booking raffle. I'm going to pour into the BV. Mick's going to pick one of the names, and they are going to be the winner of this beautiful painting. So I'll try not to rustle too much because that will upset people. Seb has spent all of his spare time, which he has plenty of it, cutting out 1,000 of your individual names, and some of you are getting stuck in the bag here. Come on, Mark, get in. There we go. We're doing it the old-fashioned way because...
and I'm not looking.
You're not looking? Oh, someone nearly fell out there. Okay then, Mick.
Right.
Let's see who it is.
I drove down here 200 miles this morning just to do this. Are you ready? I haven't got one. Are you ready? Still haven't got one. Right, here's the one. There's nothing on it. There's nothing on it.
There's nothing. What are the chances of that? Seb, what was that?
I don't know.
So I'll keep it for next year.
Well done.
You're going to have to draw something. We can't have, unless your name is just ...
Seb cut these out, by the way. Right, not looking again.
Edit that one out.
Right, okay, here we go. And it's Dawn Barlow is the name I've drawn. Dawn Barlow. So well done, Dawn. Hope you got somewhere to hang it, because it is quite a big picture. Well done.
And you're going to hand deliver it to Dawn on the day.
You can come and collect it from me. I'll be at Market Harbour all 3 days, the Friday, the Saturday and Sunday. But make sure you bring some transport big enough to put it in. That's your question you have to answer yourself. All right, so well
Don't come on your push bike. Don't come on your push bike, Dawn.
No, don't come on your push bike. You'll take off.
And just remember one thing as well. It could be very busy on the day, so if you can pre-book for the show, that'll be a lot easier for everyone because you'll just get straight in. There'll be no messing around, queuing to try and give people whatever it is in change to get in the show, because it can be very busy on the day. So yeah, if you can pre-book, make sure you do that. The link for that will be in the video description. And very well done to Dawn with a photo.